Hey, what's happening, Nation? It's Joku. We're back at it tonight. Been off for a few days. Been working crazy hard at work, so haven't been able to really put a video together, but I went ahead and got the Denver team together because I wanted to take a hard look at this team because Denver has really made a lot of changes. They're going to be coming out incredibly strong. I'm really curious to see what they're going to be looking like this season. A lot of it's going to come down to Drew Lock and how he can handle this team, but let's jump into the offense of them, take a look at them compared to our defense, see how we stack up. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. You know I always do appreciate that. Feel free to jump in the comment section, either right now or after the video's over, and just give me your thoughts on it. Let me know what you think I'm missing and what's going on. If you're new to the channel, subscribe it up. Let's jump into it, man. All right, so we'll start with their offensive line. This offensive line is good, not great. They'll probably end up finishing the season somewhere between 12 at the top and like 18th at their lowest. So they're a pretty average offensive line. Adding Glasgow is really going to help them out a little bit. And then Bowles and Reisner, I'm sorry. I mean, they're pretty much staples of that line, but I really think we'll be able to get a decent rush against them. But Drew Lock, last season, in the games that he did play, he was ranked under pressure. The only quarterback that was better than him was Drew Brees. So he knows how to get the ball out. He can slide around in the pocket, but he is young. He is going to make his mistakes out there. And that offensive line is going to give up some accidents. I know that Cushenberry is going to be fighting for that starting center position, but I really think he's going to end up winning it out from what the coaches and everything have been saying. So if they have a starting center that's a rookie, even though he's a very, very good rookie, I think we'll be able to eat them up, especially if he has Collins and Hurst or Hankins sitting right above him, coming down on him every time. It's going to make a big difference for them, or a big difference for us being able to get penetration through there, and it's going to totally open up the ends for Crosby or Farrell to get in there, and even Nassib, if he ends up getting into this rotation, especially late in the game going against their tackles, he should be able to get a pretty good advantage going through that. Oh, Andrew, what's happening, dude? Anthony, what's going on? Catch up, what's happening? We better win against the Donkeys. I really think we're going to win that first matchup. That last one, there's a chance that we're sitting our starters for that last game, and I really hope that's the way that it goes. And if we lose that one, I'll be okay with it. If that comes down to a point where that's a must-win for us, we have to be able to get that. And that's going to be a tough game out there in Denver, that last game of the season. I promise you that. It's going to be cold, and we better have something rolling right there. Supreme, what's happening? Mitchell, what's going on? If we can get pressure, that will be the key. I mean, it's always the key. I hate to be real repetitive, but breaking up the rhythm of an offense is the way to stop an offense out there. We should smash the Broncos. I truly think we will. I think we stack up incredibly well with this team. This team's still really young. They're going to have a lot of potential in the next couple of years, so watch out for them. I will say that, but I think this year is just a little bit too early for them. I think we can sweep the Broncos. Fierce, what's happening, dude? I really think that we can sweep them. The only way that I see us losing that is if, like I said, man, we're sitting our starters for that last game of the season, which would be the perfect possibility. But I want to jump. All right, so we did their offensive line. We know where they stand with that. Their tight ends, they went out there and got that Albert O. I'm just going to call him Albert O. from Mizzou out there. They have a little bit of chemistry, him and Locke already. And I mean, Noah Fant showed flashes of brilliance last season. So I'm not going to take anything away from him, but still, as long as we're healthy and we're playing against them, we have Littleton, Kwiatkowski out there, and Abram over the top. I really think we'll be able to take these tight ends pretty much out of the game, which is something that we have not been able to say about this team for years and years and years, because tight ends would just destroy us right across the board. It wouldn't matter who it was, or it would even be a tight end 2 that would come out there and sometimes just end up getting like 2 touchdowns and 100 yards, and I'd just be like, how in the world does this even happen? But it happens all the time, so it's not going to happen anymore. I'm so happy about that. But I think we'll see Littleton, much like we were talking about in that Saints game. He'll be going or keying up more against the running backs and doing more of like a spy on the quarterback, and you'll see Kwiatkowski kind of take over the tight end. Unless there's 2 tight ends out on the field, and I think you'll see them split up, because jumping into the receivers, Sutton is no joke. Judy is unproven, but from everything that we've seen, the guy is no joke out there. Plus they have Deshaun Hamilton, and that kid's he's pretty damn good too, I'm not going to lie. So they gave Locke the weapons that he needs around him to really succeed and go out there and start making some big plays for him. But that offensive line's he's not going to have too much time to make these plays happen. So we need to watch out for that. But they got KJ Hamler too in that draft. A lot of people say that they put that right in the Raiders' eye when they went out there and got him. I'll be honest with you, I'd way rather have Bowden and Edwards over Hamler. I know a lot of you guys out there would disagree with me, but as far as our offense and the way it's set up, I mean, I like Hamler. I'm not taking anything away from him, but I don't know. I'm glad we didn't take him. I'm glad we ended up with who we got out there. But with Hamler being out there, I just kind of stuck him in there because I wanted to put him in that 3 wide receiver set because I know they're going to try to spread teams out this season. But they got Gordon, man. And I'll tell you right now, I know it's not a popular opinion, but I wanted Gordon. I truly did. I really liked him. And I know he was a lot of money, and I knew we weren't going to get him, but it still would have been nice. It would have been better to have him than Booker. There's a few other guys out there that I really wanted that we didn't get. I think Todd Gurley would have been an excellent number 2 on this team. So just watch out for that, because I'm telling you, this little running back duo that they have back here, this can do some damage. And this can do some damage to a lot of teams, especially if they start getting into these 2 running back sets out there and trying to do the things that all these speed teams are doing, to where one of these guys is motioning out or they're running the little sweeps out of here. It could be a big difference for the Broncos out there. Like a big, big difference, having this dual running back set and just having that tandem that can kind of feed off of each other, because Lindsey is no joke. And I know he kind of came out of nowhere. I think he was an undrafted free agent that just really showed up for him. He's already had a 1,000-yard season out there. When he does get the lane and he can bust it open, he's gone. So, I mean, we've seen him do it to so many teams. We've seen him do it to us. I don't think that's going to be happening as long as we can stay healthy on the back end of this team, but we should match up fairly well against that. But I'm telling you, man, any receiving tight or receiving running back, until I see our team stop that, I'm going to doubt it. Until I see it happen, I'm going to doubt it, because it ate us up so much last season. What's going on, man? Locke is being so overhyped. He really is. But at the same time, he did have some plays last season or a few games last season where he finished that game, and I thought to myself, man, if this kid can really start to put it together and he has the weapons, and I think he's probably another solid year, if not 2 years away from really turning it on and just having what he needs to have happen out there. But he's starting to get that talent stacked around him, and that's what kind of scares me about him. Did you see the record prediction for the Raiders? I saw, who was it? And that bald guy that comes out, I forgot his name. But he had us making the wild card. I think he had us around 9-6, somewhere in there. Yeah, it was 9-6. And I could see that. I mean, if we're 9-6 and we can squeak into that wild card spot, I will take that all day long. All day. Diego, what's happening, man? The O-line is suspect. It is. It's young. Well, I mean, Cushenberry at the center is young. Those outside ends, like I said, dude, they're probably going to finish somewhere between 12 and 18. Ty, what's happening? Booker is trash. I don't think Booker's trash, but I think Booker needs a little bit more competition before we get into this offseason. So I'd like to see either somebody come in through camp or somebody come in pretty quickly to go out there and give him some real talk back there at that number 2 running back spot. If we do end up riding with him, I'm hoping those fresh legs can come out there and make a difference. New system, fresh start. Dude wanted to be out here in Vegas, so maybe he can do something for us. I'm not gonna sit here and trash him, because I want to see him play. I want to see him get out there and do it. But at the same time, if we went out there and got another solid number 2, I would be happy to see that come in. Catch up, they got a new coordinator, so I think they're going to air the ball out a lot. I think the O-line still sucks. They didn't upgrade the left tackle. They didn't, dude. And Bowles is a tough one. And then Juwan honestly isn't that good of a tackle either on that right side. If they want to air the ball out, it's going to have to be quick. And I think that's where Locke's going to crumble. I don't think he's going to be used to the pressure that he's getting this season, especially with some of the defenses, including us, that he's going to be going against this season. So they need to be very careful, because I don't want to say that if Locke's going to end up taking some shots, and I don't want to see that kid go down this early in his career. Adam Rank, that's what it was. Thank you, Diego. What week do we play the Broncos? Dude, I'd have to look. I know we play them in week 17. I want to say we play them pretty early on, too. So it should be a good game. That first game, I'm telling you right now, we're going to go out there and just stomp them. The first matchup that we have, and I'm going to love it. The new West Coast Fly offense has 30 formations, hard to defend. It's like dude, if we can get in, I'll tell you that, Raider. Raider Godzilla, what's happening, dude? If we can get into a true run and shoot, like a true run and shoot offense, I would take that all day long, because that is a variation of the West Coast offense that, honestly, Andy Reid kind of started to expand on. If we can get into something like that, That would be beautiful because that would utilize every weapon that we have on this team. It moves the ball around. It makes for a team to where you can't have those prima donna dudes that just constantly want the ball. It has to be a team effort because it's constantly getting spread around. And I really think that we're kind of building that team out there. So I like that, dude. I truly do like it. 11 and 17, I think. Yeah, I know it's 17. I just didn't know what the first one was. I go back and forth with the Bronco fan I work with every day. Anthony, I have a Broncos fan in my life too. I've known the dude for like going on like 25 years. And every game, every time they play together, we're texted back and forth through the whole game. Everybody has that one dude that they know that's a team of a rival that they just constantly, and it's nonstop with us, man. Me and this dude say some stuff I can't say on here. But honestly, we've been pretty good against the Broncos lately, so he's been eating his words a lot lately, and I'm loving every second of that. Don't forget KJ Hamler. No, what's happening, dude? I have him down here. I had him in that opening lineup. I'm sure you just kind of jumped in here. But I did have him out there. We talked about him for a good minute. I do like Hamler, but I'm glad he's not a Raider. I will say that. Mark, what's happening, dude? Glad you made it to the live show. He has 1 spark plugs, 3 and 13 or something like that. Yeah, dude, no. There's going to be people out there that still hate us, though, man. So that's a tough one. I want to see what's going on with that. Watched a nice video earlier. I'm not sure if he's talking about that one you did with Bigger and Braddard. I did enjoy that one that you guys put out there together. I will tell you, towards the end of that video, you guys started to get into it as far as Randall and Abram out there. Let me know what you guys think about that, because they did. They came out there and said that Randall was going to be fighting for a job against Abram, and that was going to leave the spot open for Heath or Harris to play that other safety spot, which makes no sense at all to me, like at all. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I don't understand why you'd want Heath or Harris out there as your starting safety if they didn't have to be. I think Heath is more of just a special teams guy who's going to try to earn that depth position for us, because I've seen that dude get burned so many times that I do not want him as our starter. It would be the exact same as having Harris back there. But then the Raiders Wire put out an article in early May, I think it was like May 1st, that was talking about how the Raiders were considering moving Joyner back to just the free safety position and just kind of letting him fly and then putting Amik Robertson in that slot spot, which, I mean, I kind of like it. I did like the way it looked. I drew it up on here, but for the start of the season, I want to see Johnson on the field. And I think if we can get him on the field in that slot spot playing man coverage against some of these guys, it will really, really help us. And he's big enough to where he can stop pretty much any running back that's going to come through right there. So let me know what you guys think about that, because I'm not sticking Joyner back there for Randall. I think they're kind of just blowing smoke, and these will be our starting 2. But keep an eye on that, man, because I want to see how that shakes out right there. I got the Madden Sims vs. Denver right now uploading. I'll watch that. I want to see how that one plays out. We lost to the Ravens. Oh, man, that's a tough one. It must be on your Madden stuff. Got to watch out for Sutton. Yes, dude. Sutton has burned us in the past. Sutton has burned us many, many times before, and he's burned a lot of people. He is a very, very good wide receiver. I would love if Sutton was on this team. And Sutton paired up with Judy is a very good combination, especially if you still have Hamilton out there who can kind of jump into that slot spot at that point. Or honestly, you could stick Judy in that slot and leave Hamilton on the outside. It's a lot of power, dude, and it comes down to Locke. Locke is the make or break for this entire team this season. I really think the kid's going to show a good bit of some good signs out there. I don't think he's going to carry this team to the playoffs. I know a lot of people have been talking about that. And they're basing it off their defense and then them just being able to score a few points. I think that defense is going to end up being pretty solid, but I do not think they're going to be able to put up the points that they want to put up, just because Locke's going to be working with some younger people. He's going to be seeing a lot of new defenses. He's playing against a way stronger AFC West than he was playing last season. And I think he's not going to take a step back, but I think he's going to stay exactly where he was. And if he could stay injury-free, I see him having a pretty decent season and showing Denver that they have some signs of hope in him, and I don't see him going anywhere. And then next season they'll jack up that offensive line, and that's where you'll see Locke really start to expand plays and really take that next step moving forward. And that's where we're going to have to really have some concern about them. But other than that, man, I really think we match up damn good against this team, and I really think we're going to be able to run just rough shots straight through them if we have to. Where are we at? And you guys are going with Mariota right now. Raiders need to be physical on both sides of the ball, and the official needs to be cool. Joe, what's happening, dude? Welcome to the show. That last one, officials need to be cool, is a major, major thing. Lots still going on with this Madden stuff. Judy and Frank will get shut down. Abrams got to come up and smash on the running backs. I would take that, dude. And I'll tell you right now, if Mullen ends up playing on Judy, and I didn't even mention it yet, I snuck Prince onto this defense. Wanted to see what you guys thought about it. A lot of you guys have been saying that he's going to be the starter out there. It was tough pulling Arnett out of here, and I could honestly see Prince probably going in and starting this season for us, but I don't see him holding down that starting job for too long. If we have a true camp and things are going really well, I really think that Arnett will end up winning that spot. And then honestly, you could put Prince over here in that nickel spot, and that might be looking pretty good for us. So there's a lot that we can do, man, because we have so much more talent on this team right now. It blows my mind as far as where they're going to line these guys up and what they're going to do. That's what Mayak said, not us. No, that's what I said, dude. And then it was confusing, but I understand what y'all were saying yesterday. Yeah, dude, it's weird, dude. The way that's going to shake out, it's going to be tough. Johnson over Robertson. That's another one, dude. Johnson knows the entire system right now. Robertson does not. Trust me, I have Robertson in there a pretty good bit out there. I like plugging this kid in, but it's going to take him a minute to learn out there and just kind of win this position over. I have true faith that he is going to go out there and win this position. I don't really have any true doubts about that. I think this will end up being his spot out here. Damn, I grabbed the wrong thing. So, yeah, I do like Robertson back here. I truly, truly do. I think this kid's going to end up shining for us. I think he's going to win this position, and this will be his spot by the end of the season. So I want to see that happen for us. Let me get him pop. Because that looks good. I do like that. And the kid is a playmaker, and you cannot coach that. And so if he can go out there, not if he can, when he goes out there and wins this spot and officially becomes that starter, it'll be curious to see what happens with Joyner at that point. But at the same time, it's going to fill some goal, or fill a big hole that we have on this team. So, yeah, I like Johnson. I want to see Johnson start somewhere on this team. But I don't know if that's going to happen, but at least he'll be our solid number 3. And let him play that nickel spot, man. I like having him on that nickel spot. He's got the speed. He's got the size. And if you put him where he's not in a zone, he's just playing man coverage against whoever's in that slot or against that tight end. I'll take that. I'll take that all day. We need to stop Denver in 2 tight end formations. Yes, and they will. You will see a lot of those 2 tight end formations. I think we have the size to do it right now, so I think we'll be okay with that. I agree about Locke. I believe in him, but I don't know. I really can't blame you. He lives up to the hype. The Broncos are absolutely a playoff team, in my opinion. Dude, if he comes out there and does everything that everybody thinks he's going to do, they will be a playoff team. I just don't see it happen. I don't think he's there yet. The middle of the defense, very improved with Kukowski, Littleton, Abram, and Randall. That's a major difference for us, dude. That's what's going to stop their run game, which is going to force Locke into the passing game. And then I think we have the secondary to stop a lot of teams out there, and I don't think a lot of people realize that yet. But if we can put people in pure passing situations and we start dropping back with the depth that we have on this team, we're going to surprise a lot of teams, and we're going to be lighting them up a pretty good bit. Oh, Pizza, what's going on, dude? Welcome to the show. Mullins is the man. Yes, he is. That dude, man, he has to take the next step. Because I'll tell you right now, if Mullen does not take a step and move into that next level, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Like a lot of trouble. Dubs versus Bucks and Saints, both loses versus Chiefs, Raising. Yeah, dude. They have a tough schedule. They truly do have a tough schedule. I put Abram and Muse at sub linebacker and Joyner at safety versus Denver. I could see that. Muse is a tough one for me, though. I still don't see Muse going out there. I'd say Muse doesn't even hit the field until at least week 8 if we're going to be playing him at that linebacker spot. If he's going to be playing safety, he might jump in there if we get some injuries or something out there. But I do not see him going out there and getting... I don't see him as a starter at all this season, but I don't even see him hitting the field until late, at least halfway through the season out there. The Niners with one. Remember Coach Gruden luck in the Senior Bowl? Yes, dude. He did. He coached him a little bit. He got to know him a little bit. I don't think that'll be too much of an advantage just because he's went in there and learned a completely new system. He kind of knows how his mind works, but being able to process what he's doing and then underneath another coach, I don't think that'll be too much of an advantage, but I'll take it because it's still an advantage. And any advantage you can get on a team, I will take all day long. Broncos have playmakers in all skill positions. They do. The Broncos, it's except Locke. I'm telling you, man, this whole offense right here, and I think it will be damn good in a couple years, but it's all going to come down to Locke. If Locke comes out there and just lights up the league, this is going to be one of the better teams in football. I just do not see it happening. It's not there yet. Watch out for Keyshawn Nixon. I really like Nixon, dude. Anthony, I truly do. And I should have him on here with how much I talk that kid up on this channel. But I think he's going to end up being more of a depth role for us. I think he might end up being in that nickel spot. And I could honestly see him transitioning into that spot and then Robertson coming in there and taking it over. But I also see Nixon coming in on a lot of dime packages. And I'm hoping if we can get into some games where we're actually winning, we're going to see us running more dime to where you're going to see it. Just our secondary just kind of explode to where we have all our DBs out there at one time. And if we can get into games like that to where we've taken the run away, they're forced to pass because we have a big lead, and we drop into like a true big dime package, we will be lighting teams up at that point because there's very few teams that can pass against that. It takes an elite quarterback to go out there and under minimal pressure, which everybody covered, to get the ball off and find people. And that's why you see a lot of teams just close out games in that big dime package. So I would love it. If you see us in big dimes, we're doing something right. I know I spelled his name wrong, but so you're good, dude. Nixon's got to beat out Lawson. That's true. And I mean, Lawson, we paid him. He's back on. So maybe Lawson's a little bit older. So maybe Nixon's there to replace Lawson just as more depth. And then you'll see them both this season. But I could see us moving on from Lawson after this season, no matter what. Oh, good evening, Raider. Chance, what's happening, dude? What's going on? Do the Raiders have a NASCAR package? I do not know that, to be honest with you. A lot of hype around Amik. There is a ton of hype around Amik. That kid's got a lot of heart, dude. And he has just true ball hawking skills that you don't often see out there. And I know he doesn't have like the right size, but he's got weight behind him. And he can get in there, and that dude can thump, dude. And I will take that all day long. Plus, he's just got a natural nose for the ball to where he gets picks. He gets in there and gets his hand in there and breaks it up. I really like him. I think with a little bit of a push, I think he'll end up being one of our starters before too long at all. Muse got the speed and tackles. He's going to shine on special teams first. Yes, Brotz, that is exactly right. Locke was actually trash versus us in week 17, if you actually watched. He was, but that's what I was saying, dude. He just had flashes last season where he would show up and it would be like, boom, okay, Locke might be something real. But then he had other games where he went out there and you were like, all right, he was a rookie, dude. He's going to go out there and he's going to eat that. And then year two, he's going to have be a little bit better, but he's still going to have those rookie mistakes, and that's going to be what costs this team. But he's going to show enough potential to where his year 3 and year 4, watch out for Denver, dude, at that point, not next season. I like Muse and Robertson's spot. I do, dude. I like Muse. I really do like Muse a lot. I'm not taking anything away from this kid. The only thing I don't like about him is that they want him to play that linebacker position. They don't want him as a safety back there. I could see him coming in if we start getting some injuries out there. But at the same time, the kid is bad, dude. I love this kid. I truly do. It's just a tough one. Let me get this set up real quick. So tough. I made his name so little. All right. Bob. If Muse can go out there and win this spot through just, not even through camp, like the first 4 to 6 weeks, he will be a starter on this team for a long, long time. And I would be so, so happy to see it, because then we would have a true 4-3 defense with enough speed on both of the outside linebackers to where we could stay in that 4-3, put on constant pressure, pull off some nasty, nasty blitzes, and still be able to be in coverage and handle that occasional like deep ball that they whip out on first and second. That would be a dream scenario for this team. I truly hope it does happen. I hope Muse can be that guy. I just think that transition to move into that linebacker spot, it's gonna take some time to learn, man. It truly is. So keep an eye out for that. But if that does happen, I'm telling you, that'll be one of the biggest additions to this team in a long, long time. Just glad the defense looks way better on paper. Hopefully we can put it together. Me too, Ketchup. I really hope this defense can gel, because if they don't, it's every man for themselves. you're going to see us get lit up again, and I'm going to look like a fool. Bola will establish himself as a shutdown corner in 2020. Yes, dude. Yes. Thank you. That would be beautiful. They got Lindsey and Melvin Gordon and Freeman. Yeah. Dude, their running backs are stacked. Say what you want about Gordon. No, he held out for some money. But if these guys can start feeding off each other and they can get into rotation, and this offensive line can get a little bit of push, not necessarily just against us, but anybody out there, they'll be able to establish the run, and then they can get into some play actions, and that's what will free up Sutton and Judy and Fant plus Alberto, that dude they're bringing, that rookie they brought in, which could change this. But I'm telling you, man, they're a year or two away from that. That last game wasn't for Lindsey. They would have had that game too, but our defense was so injury in the way that, yes, Mitchell had 100%. We had nothing left. We didn't. That season was done. What program did you see or do you use to make these? Oh, Monster, what's happening, dude? I'm on Streamlabs out there, but a lot of this stuff I'm not gonna lie, I do it through my phone, just kind of email it to myself, and then I don't know, man. I just love screwing around with these dudes. A lot of it's just editing, sitting around. It takes a little bit of time, but once you get it set up, it's super fun. Lindsey's there, best running back. Our front seven could dominate the row line along the ball. Yes, dude. Our front seven against this offensive line, Locke's not going to know what to do out there, and that's what I'm saying. It will be a sweep of the Broncos this season unless we're sitting our people week 17. Amik is a Gruden grinder. Yes, he is, dude. He truly, truly is. Yeah, well, it's OBS. What about the kid from UNLV? I believe his name is White. Do you think he can transfer to linebacker? Yeah, dude. I really like White. I've talked White up a really good bit. I think he's a lot of people call him Littleton 2.0. He needs to put on a little bit more size. I know he can make this team. I'm really pulling for him to make this team. I really think that he could be the guy that ends up being this linebacker for us, and then we have Muse behind him, and then Lee and Morrow kind of become expendable at that point, especially with the defensive backs that we have right now that we shuffle in this spot for that nickel package. So that would be huge, dude. Pull for White. I'm telling you right now. White and Muse, having that young talent over there, having the DBs that we have to shuffle into that spot when we're playing nickel, and then Kwiatkowski and Littleton, our linebackers would be looking stout at that point. I'd really like to see Lee stick around just to be added depth behind Littleton and Kwiatkowski. And as far as Morrow is concerned, that dude needs to step up and show me something this season, because if he doesn't, he can walk and I'll be all right with that. Locke scares me. He seems legit. The kid seems very confident when he talks. He is confident, man. When he whipped that touchdown that other game, when he was sitting on the sidelines rapping and the camera was on him, the dude just gets into a flow of the game. And even in Mizzou, where you saw him pull off all that Locke stuff that he does out there, it's a mindset that he has, and like only certain players have it. All these dudes have the talent, but then there's a different mindset that kind of sets these guys apart. He has it, but he's going to take a little bit of a step back. I'm just going to say it, dude. Muse only be a situational player. Yes, dude, and that's what I don't even see Muse. I see him coming in after the mid-season and then just kind of playing in certain roles. He might honestly sneak in there during a little dime package if we got into like a smaller dime out there. The Chargers only have 2 good wide receivers, but the defense is stacked. Dude, that defense is so stupidly stacked. It's unreal. Do you think Judy will burn Mullen as a rookie? No, I don't. I truly do not, because I know that he's going to have help over the top. And depending on where he lines up, it's either going to be the nickel because Randall will come in, or it's going to end up being Randall himself if he's on that side. So I don't think it'll necessarily be a double coverage, but I think it'll be more of a zone over there to where he's played on levels, and I don't think he'll be able to get away from that. A lot of those college guys, they see it, but they don't see it at a pro level, so when they get into those situations where they're going against just a defense that's kind of just stacked against them, they get into trouble, so I don't see that happening. I see Sutton going out there, and if he's playing against Prince, I guarantee you he's going to get 1 or 2, so you need to watch out for that. Randall on thin ice. No, I really like Randall. I really think Randall's going to go out there and be this. He's going to be our free safety to start this season. I could be wrong. The only way that I see is maybe if Joyner goes back in there. But Abram and Randall are our 2 strongest safeties on this team right now. And there's no reason not to have them both on the field at the same time. What about Javen White? Yeah, I was just talking about him, dude. You must have just jumped into the video. We just finished talking about him. Chaos, what's happening, dude? We are live in here. Yes, sir. Always. Always. We got to let... Oh, yeah. He just... Yes, dude. Ruggs. If you let Ruggs go, we'll get into this when we break down where we're on offense, man. But we have to. We truly have to. Do you believe Randall will stay alongside Abrams all season? Barring injury, if these two guys, if those two safeties right there can gel and they can feed off of each other, yes. Yes, I see that 110%. Harris and Heath are the exact same. And then Joyner, I don't want to see back there, man. I just don't. So I'm hoping to see these two all season long. Lindsey is like 5'8", though. That is true. No, he is good, dude. I mean, he proved it. You can't take anything away from him. He's proved it once. The Donkeys' offensive matchup matches ours. Hamler is fast and Judy can route run. We can't slip or sleep on them. No, we can't. Welcome to the show, dude. That's what I'm saying. If we can get that pressure and Locke can't get the ball to him, that's going to be the difference maker for us out there. Muse is going to crush it in practice. Watch. John Gruden's going to put him in. We've seen it happen before. Kirby, welcome to the show, dude. We just got to double up on Garrett Bowles and make him get his head up. Oh, yeah. Juwan Thompson will play hurt by the time that we play them. Denver never upgrades the O-line, just the defense. They got a defensive coach out there. That is very true. So they will keep jacking that defense. A lot how we're going to keep jacking our offense out there. So I'll give it to you, Ketchup. But that O-line and any O-line, if they could put it together for one game, you can get picked apart. It sucks to say. Honestly, it comes down to our offensive line stays healthy and protects Carr because we got too much talent to lose games. That's it. Carr can stay on his feet, start picking teams apart like I know he can. We will wipe through a lot of these teams, and people are not going to be expecting it, and I'll take it all day long. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys tonight. I'm going to start working on putting it together so I can go out there and bring our offense on the field against their defense. It'll take me probably a day or two to set up, but I'm really looking forward to do that because Denver's got a strong defense. This is a completely different team that we're going to be playing against next season, just like we're a different team than we're going to be playing against. So thank you guys very much for coming out tonight. You know I always love it. I love going back and forth with you guys. Click that like button on your way out. Helps me out big time. Until next time, guys, I'm Sud Joku, and we will catch you guys later.